nightcap on one business trip. She's a colleague, and it's important that we have a great working relationship. What harm could it do? He didn't say, so the joke was in poor taste and had a bit of some racial undertones, but I didn't make it up, and it was the boss that made up the joke. I couldn't not laugh. If I didn't laugh, I would forfeit the career advancement because I was finally invited into the inner circle. I mean, what was I? Of course, I'm going to laugh. I couldn't risk my reputation and stand in integrity. That would be career suicide. And my ambition is greater than my adoration. Oh, so what? She talks about everybody behind everybody's back. Don't nobody really take her seriously anyway. If I don't agree with her, then I'll be on her bad side, and soon enough, she's going to be talking about me. And so rather than letting that go down, I'm going to listen to her gossip. I'm going to perhaps even engage in a little of my own when I find it to be true and benefit me. It's better that I keep her close. Not to mention that when I do so, I get the inside scoop about what's going on in other people's business. I know I really shouldn't be watching so much trash and listening to so much trash and clicking on so much trash, but I've got to stay relevant with everyone else, right? If they're watching it and talking about it, I need to be watching it and talking about it too. Who cares if it slowly eats away my soul and my morals? Who cares if it's slowly influencing me and therefore influencing my house and therefore influencing my children? It's just a harmless curse word every now and then. Now I know I'm in debt, but in order to keep up appearances, I got to spend more to get more. You know what they say? Takes money to make money. Eventually I'll get out of debt. Eventually, once I get my big break, that's when I'll get out of debt. That's when I'll start giving. That's when I'll start being generous. But as for now, I'm just going to spend and become more in debt, thinking that maybe I can spend my way out of debt. It's more important to me that I can hang with the best than that I have integrity in living within my means instead of beyond my means. See, oftentimes I think it's all about reputation, keeping up appearances. We can think that that's the difference between separating us from the have-nots, is if we pretend that we have. That's the difference between advancing us forward, if we compromise just a little in the moment, thinking that when we do get our big break, we won't compromise when we get a lot. Jesus refused to compromise. He said, even though I've been invited in, even though I'm behind the velvet rope, even though I've made it, I'm going to be true to my identity and who God has called me to be, regardless of the consequences that may come upon me from being who God called him to be and doing what God called him to do. Luke 7:39, when the Pharisees who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know who is touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she is a sinner. See, Jesus, I tried to warn you. I knew they were going to see if you just played by their rules, you could get advanced in their crew.